So we know when the king visit. After the king visit, Bongo Eddie have made no public appearances since 1966. Bongo Eddie have made, after the king visit, he had made no public appearances. So the only people who did have access to Bongo Eddie is I and I from Bakawal, I and I from Tivoli Garden, I and I from West Kingston, I and I from Trenchtown. We had access to Bongo Eddie. We know who Bongo Eddie and Capo, we have access to all these people. Yeah? Now, Bongo Eddie died at Bakawal, 1970. Bongo Eddie died. Bongo Eddie died. Bongo Eddie died. Bakawal.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our path in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. Give thanks and praise. Greetings, free people. Liberation movement. What is it? Where is it? How is it? I guess we need to define liberation or liberty. And it will direct you right back to being free. So here is the Rastafari movement, which is a powerful movement for us as Aborigine. However, here is one of the ancients, Jaboni. I bring forth some information where should bring clarity. And this is why I say, boy, I personally have no interest in what going out there. When you think you know, you have to, go easy, step back, put everything where you think you know in a place, safe place, and start fresh again. Now, when this brother here, I make we know this ancient, this elder, where actually is a part of that movement from its inception. Because once them tear down Pinnacle Hill, Bakawal was the next location. And from there, so, the separation go on. Now, if I elder right now, I say, from 1970, Prince Emmanuel drop flesh, then ask this question, what really are going on? What is Bubba Hill? You know what I mean? And then they go even farther and say, what is Rasta? Because if Rasta say them are ill, Selassie as God or even Godhead, and the very Abuna Church, Orthodox, Ethiopian Orthodox Church, I make you know, say, when Uno do that, that is a violation. Because in our church, you can't heal Rastafari, you have to heal Jesus Christ. Because this church where hail Jesus Christ. Is a church where ordain you're Rastafari. So you have to cut your natty, cut off your lock, cut off your wool, and stop hail the man and hail the principle what the Europeans brought here. Remember I telling you about the doctrine of this Christian discovery. Now with this information here, this is just a valid question. You know what I mean? And now that we are at the tail end, as we would say, everything I come full bare, everything I expose. And it's an interesting part of the information when the man I said the man dead. Dead. Dead.
The moment they refused to bury Bongo Eddie and have him there on the altar for over a week. The whole Jamaica, especially country people, where to go market, them passing at them bus and them truck, and the way the camp is situated, they could look over the fence and see the bubble them surround Bongo Eddie and telling people saying not dead, them are going to rise, a chant, them a chant, rise them up.
So Bongo Eddie is Prince Emmanuel. Bongo Eddie Wajabi, I make it clear, died in 1970. And this Bongo Eddie is Prince Emmanuel. Well, when you hear the artist, them say, Holy Emmanuel, this is this Bongo Eddie. So, we have to ask ourselves what go on, you know?
Bongo Eddie start ratting on the altar in front of them, knocking late up the place. Till the people in the garden in a Java are behind the camp. My yard there. My yard still there behind the camp.
The eye them can, you know, go through this video here, because I tell you, it's informative. And if you read between the lines, you see where the usurpation go on. You get me? You see where the usurpation go on, and this is not just a simple matter. People might just think, say, a Rasta thing. It's not a simple matter. We are talking about a liberation movement. And what does that mean? Why would you need a liberation movement? What are you trying to liberate yourself from? Who are you trying to liberate yourself from? A them question here, me no mind ask. So what happened to the liberation movement?
The church declared that to us. After it opened Orthodox Church, government at the time opened the church, was allowed to remain stand. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church
Carry it right back
has
here.
come. His Majesty was very disturbed. These new generation, starting with the both of them, start to tell the world now, say, him a God. Him already declared, not God.
Man know it, but he of himself, and he of himself shall reveal it. And at 1930, at the establishment of the resurrection, His Majesty Haile Selassie revealed this name, Rastafari.
Haile Selassie would represent the Godhead to all those who embrace Rastafari. Is that correct?
Yes. His Majesty Haile Selassie is the Godhead, the Trinity.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? His Majesty is the Godhead, not God, the Godhead.
Why, Elder, you have to go break down what that mean. To not for the warrior them were out there, were still a hold them order. When you are say Emperor Haile Selassie is the Godhead, what does that mean? I now go speculate or just assume. Because I know the elder go bring them things forward and break it down so one can get clarity. But if you listen carefully, this is why me in a mind ask questions.
Meaning that the white man seeing God through film spectacle, I declare him as I Godhead. Now, these new generation, starting with the bow of them, start to tell the world now, say, him a God. Him already declared that he's not God. So that's where the confusion come. When him come to Jamaica, and I go to meet him at the airport, when him come out and him say how we were, and when the Prime Minister Donald Sangster then tell him that we were joyful that our God and King have come, His Majesty was very disturbed. Hence, him give I a school because he thought we were that backward. He thought that we was that illiterate to be worshiping a man. He took it one step forward. When he went forward to Ethiopia, he sent the Ethiopian Orthodox Church that baptized him to us. Again, when the church come 1968, to Makawali in the Ebenezer Church, again, to show you how church building is sacred. When Bakawal get licked down, the church was allowed to remain standing. The church is still there, being a witness. The church, Ebenezer Church, is still there. Ebenezer Church was supposed to be the Ethiopian Orthodox Church HQ. Yet, the church was there shut all these years, and it was only open because the king of Senate here and the government at the time opened the church, and I, hearing that the king sent us a church, went to the church. The church and the churchyard was full Rasta. The Abuna of the church, of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, declared to I that, one, we have to cut the locks if we want to be a member of that church. The church declared that to us. Two, we cannot pray unto Haile Selassie in that church. Because the church pray to Jesus Christ, and there's a conflict. And the church was the church who ordained His Majesty as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, earth rightful ruler.
People, make that sink in, you know. Make that sink in. Because you hear, when you add all of the information where you have, you're going to realize the doctrine of Christian discovery is that very doctrine that the foreigners brought here and indoctrinate all away. So when a movement like liberation movement, and them say them a Rasta, there is no way you cannot talk about liberation and attach yourself to some form of religion, especially in the form where we are getting the churchical form. Then you only a jump out of one, you'd say enslavement, only to be ensnared and entrapped in a next enslavement, just a different form. All it do is change form. You get me? From what is known as the corporate body politic to what is known as the religion. And them create a whole theater around this thing. And all I say is this, it's all foreign to us. You understand? People when it originate here brought this thing here to us. And nothing odd. If you look upon even the elder, make you know, say, watch ya. You have a dassie.
And like you know, people, business, one talk.
Talk to them, elder.
We need to establish that. Next. After, yeah, I do my homework. That's why I'm showing you my move today. I just start. Let me get start. Get now with it. Look at this. This is a Darcy given to me by Martin Planner and Center Fox. The reason why most of them were elder, we are run up on them out and like you know people business won't talk and come challenge I. Because you name in this. Me have on a file right here. See that? I don't know. Me have on a file in here.
Man, say I'm of the elder them, and I'm quite sure the famous ones them. The famous Back to Africa ones them. All of them file is there. And listen to what the man I got say now.
Because I was instructed not to trust enough.
So what's some man I tell about trust. Right now, trust are the in thing. But you have to know people before you can trust people. Because this is what me I try to say. We have all been deceived. We have all been lied to. And it's from all aspects, from all level. Yeah, man. And it come right back down to the doctrine of Christian discovery, where the Roman Pope telling people and say, listen, anywhere you go and find Christian, just colonize them, just enslave them, just convert them, just Christianize them in any form, whether it's Judaism, whether it's Mohammedanism, whether I call Muslim, any one of them form there, or whether it's Constantinople Christianity, but them I said us enslave them. And when them came here, we were here. So now when I elder like this, I say, yo, we have filed for all on because I was instructed not to trust them. And then why not listen to these people? You understand? Why not listen to these people? When all of them sell out. And then again, when you go say Rasta and Emperor Haile Selassie, your Godhead, then what you really I say? When the man I tell you plain, say the church I tell you say Jesus Christ. You understand? So Rastafari symbolize Jesus Christ. You understand? So if all of them things are going from back then, I would talk about Malcolm X in the 60s, you know. And here these elders are bring it forward, so all them things are going in the same 60s. And now we're in a 2022, and this is our condition. This is why I don't have no interest in all of what going out there. Because them are going to try and ensnare you one way or the other. This is why I say separate from her, because it's a foreign system. Separate from her. And them think they have free will. Yeah, man, who have ears to ears to hear, I got ear, and who have eyes to see, I got see. Then a man like me don't need nothing more. This is why I remove myself from them energy, from the public ray, where I just come out and chat and just go in. There is nothing to share and teach, because where I learn, if the earth as it is out of course, then what go on? Because people only teach other people how to function or operate, you know, as a proper, you know, indentured servant within the system. And every level, that's all I say. So what is happening? When people reject the truth, you know, then the people have to naturally suffer. Because truth bring knowledge. But not everybody can handle the truth. You get me? Because it got interfere with them commercial business. With the liberation for the people. So much people sacrifice them life for this liberation and go for see water down. You get me? With a whole lot of deception. Because if the elder them know, say, whoever them have in a Bobo Hill called Prince Emmanuel, and a Prince Emmanuel, unless them have a Prince Emmanuel the first, and Prince Emmanuel the second, and Prince Emmanuel the third, and Prince Emmanuel the fourth. Unless that's the case. But them kind of information it will bring honorable clarification. So when you're wrong, you just go one side and say, Jano, you know, say me wrong. Yeah, man, you really wrong. Make me just go back and start again. But most of these elders where you see out there now, them change them narratives subtly, but them still now come with the truth. Because them still tell us, go back to Africa. So you can give this land, our land, to the colonizers. That is the agenda. Because they are getting paid well, and then look long term, them think of now. Make them and them family live good now. While 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generation pay for them treachery, for these foreign people's treason. Because the moment you bow out and sell out on a side with the foreign power, then it's treasonous act. What them say are going down in Maroon Town. Maroon are for them celebration as a little separate society and I do them thing. And what happened? The state employee them go in there and disrupt it. This is why I say watch out. You see, as long as me, subscribe to your foreign governance, your governance not apply to me. And them kind of statement, their argument that me have. I know at war with myself, so I am not at war with no one. A peace, we say, and we want truth to lead and guide way. We don't want a man. This is why me have to go easy and kind of privatize my thing. I realize, you can't interfere with people business and you have to respect people free will. You have, when me I say free will and me I choose to be free, then I just that. So when people are citizen of a specific organization, a man like I not supposed to attack. That's why I know say if Andrew Holiness say, hey, you look a Nestorian king, come out of my business. Prime Minister Andrew Holiness say something like that, me have to smile and say, you're right. I'm not supposed to interfere in your business, period. Yeah, man, because your business is such and my business is such. Two separate and distinct things. So going forward, and if you bash this and bash that, is for no say, boy, watch out. There's a truth out there where I elude the people, but most people choose to reject the truth and are not new. Them are going to ignore the truth. That is nothing new. All when it come right in their face and stand up, they cannot see the truth. But here it is. Everybody's silent. Now when some man speak, you hear them a change up them narrative a little bit, but them still a tell us, boy, go back to Africa and you never go to Africa. Because you tell yourself that Africa is where dark-skinned people originate, and that's no dark-skinned people nowhere else on the earth. This is where the Pan-African movement is. This is why you say all of these so-called liberation movement has been infiltrated and nothing come out of it. Absolutely nothing. And we are living proof of that. We don't have to go to school to learn these things. This is why I say separate and apart, separate and distinct. Free will. I'm not a part of your society. So whatever you do doesn't apply to me. Because one thing I know, no man now going to destroy this earth. It now going to happen. And a man have them power to do that, all with all of them weaponry. But we the people, man, we totally decimate we. And when them can't do it because it will look bad to the rest of the world for us come in with, them bombs. Them have to trick we, them have to deceive we, and then them have we voluntarily walk away from our own reality, from our own truth. They make we voluntarily do that. The moment you're a part of that society, then all the rules, regulation, codes, laws, everything that is associated with that society, it applies to you. Do not complain. Do not cry out. Do not even speak. Because you choose to be governed by a foreign power. And them statement you go for even the Maroons. Only because we as common folk will never unite. It can't happen. We have too much mix up. So that's why I must say make truth be the guide. Because the truth can make you free. You know? The next man now gonna set you free. It's only truth make you free. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. But me advise the people them for do learn for read and write so you can try to look at things for yourself. Freedom and a group thing, freedom an individual thing. And individual people were free come together and do them own thing harmoniously. And that a liberty. Yeah, man. Free will people. Free will. Again, we are passed through just for highlight some basic fact. If Prince Emmanuel dead from 1970 and the ones them where I say Bobo Shanti has been lying to it, then right there so we dismiss all of that. We can just choose to ignore that. And when a man say Rastafari, I'm guarded in Ethiopia over there on the next side of the world with them Christianity, then all a man like me can just dismiss all of that easily. Because a usurpation on its highest level and them come using religion. And the moment you speak and address religion, you're ostracized. The moment you speak and address commerce, you're ostracized even from your very own. Because see the man I say, me have a dossier and me have on a file. Yeah, man. So see which part enough of our elders bow out. Them not strong, them bow easily. All you have to do is dangle some white flesh or some pale flesh or some so-called Caucasian flesh in front of some of our so-called elder leaders. You see how they melt like butter in the sun. A lot of these people are say black this and black that and some pale wife them have. Or some half this or mix that. And I now say nothing wrong with it, you know. I just point out the hypocrisy of it. Because man can choose to be with whomever him choose. Love them say not have no really. You know? Eyes for your sister boy. Hey, you hurt me. Love is just that. One of them emotion there. But when all people are lie to you, you tell yourself, say boy, you know, you love them same way. How can I listen to information like this? Where when me a youth and I remember in a 91, I can't forget it, and I Bronx me there. And I like my rust up one thing, but probably me always move Congo Bongo, you know? Me always move like a roots man, then put it that way, even as a youth. So I saw the elder and me a reason, take on and a reason, and the elder show me say, yeah, from Pinnacle Hill to Baka Wall. And you know, when them push down back a wall, the ones them disperse. And them a show me say when His Majesty come and thing, after him come and the man them ask Martin a plan and say, yo, what go on with the king I said? Man them say, Martin a plan and say, seal lips, my brother, seal lips. So, you know, now we hear the elder explain what really go on and why everybody separate and choose to do them own thing. So me I say, why everybody choose to build a church? Why not just have a simple society? Just a basic society. You know what I mean? And know, say, boy, this is your origin. This is your foundation. And you now want liberation because all the way you see I go on, some foreign man come here. You are not the foreigner. The moment you talk about Africa, that is the agenda. So enough of them cultural elder still a lie, still a mislead, still a deceive. So how the youth them are gonna get no guidance? When all a platform like YouTube can censor you and restrict you in all kind of way. You still have to just take it step by step and know, say, watch out. Share the basic information same way. Because a platform like mine, when me hear, me say comment come in, and when me respond to comment, me say comment disappear, and them kind of way. But true, me know everybody have them issue with YouTube. And I am not monetized. I will not be monetized because I totally comprehend the hypocrisy. You understand? Because again, YouTube is a big commercial arena. It's public. So when you have any public gripe, you just bring it on YouTube and can point back to it and say, yeah, here it is. People just conduct business out here. On the island here, it's the very same thing. This is why I tell people, say, my kind of information have to kind of go probably go up on the shelf. Because we people not really ready for it. We people not mature enough for it. You get me? Right now, our people too angry and our people too violent because of the deceptive nature of the foreign agents pit us against each other. There was a time when people would have set us against them, and them introduced the political system where it changed from us against the foreign oppression and invaders. The political system bring this change where it pit the people against each other. And for some reason, our people can't figure it out. This is why even the term Indian, because it is so ambiguous, we have to lean more towards Aborigine, where it's more simple. So we as American Aborigines, we as Awak Aborigine, you know what I mean? We as the Aborigine of the West Indies, you know what I mean? Jamaica, now called Jamaica. We are the Aborigines of these locations. This is our point of origin. So all of the lie that has been told, this is why we say free will. People, you're free to choose. You're free to acknowledge and accept the truth, and you're free to reject it, walk away from it. Yeah, man. It's a free will choice, people. But only truth can make we free. And them kind of truth, yeah, we topple empires. So this is why we have to move away from this public arena. You know what I mean? We just come and talk, and then we just lock off a thing and keep it simple. It's not a business. You know what I mean? It's not a fashion thing. And again, it's just to shine light on some specific information. People, just choose to do your thing. And whatever you choose, no, it's always the best for you, because you make that choice. So it should affect you, not everybody else. When you make your decision for do anything at all, you for pay for your decision. The whole community not supposed to pay for your wrong. And this is how the people has been misled. You get me? Like shuttle, because you are shuttle. You know what I mean? Cattle. Just look around. But them truth here is offensive. People want to play a game with paperwork. Where is the liberation? Where is the liberation? Get out of her. It's a free will choice. Get out of her. Is only a free man in his sovereign state capacity can look out there and choose his own body politic. Yeah, man. You can choose your own political association as a free man. So when I hear people say sovereign citizen, we know better. We know better. Every man, as man, you're sovereign in your capacity as man. It's simple. Because you have a head on your body where you can choose to make your own decision. Your free will make you sovereign. And that is just my point of view, my opinion. We have enough of the back and forth sissy shit. Back and forth, game. You know what I mean? We have enough of that. Where the truth that. So why when the truth come in front, we will choose to reject it? Why? Because it's not a Catholic Pope I bring it. The Catholic Pope bring doctrine of discovery. You understand? Dumb diverses. These are the things them where the Catholic Pope bring forward. So I does free will, man. We light a fire on all of them information there. What they want them bring forward. We choose to write our own story. We don't want a man tell we nothing. Make up our own thing. You get me? What kind of this name and that name and this belong to this crown and that crown. They want to your crown. Are you not a king? You have a crown on your head. Want to your soul. Let me tell you about the soul of your feet. What's wrong with our people? However, free will. Talk to them, Jaboni. Because I know right now he's like an earthquake, boy. You get me? Enough of them, you know? Bossy slave here, them bourgeois slave here, them institutionalized indentured servant here. Them don't want this truth because they have been silent. Because enough of them are all ballet dancer. You understand? Listen again. Them thing you not new. Free will people.